The Ryback Show starts now. Welcome to the Ryback Show Live. I am the big guy, Ryback. Thank you for joining me, ladies and gentlemen, streaming live on Instagram and TikTok. The big guy, RYBACK20 Thank you guys for following along on the live streams over here. If I do see a question or two that is that I can somehow see, sometimes it's not as easy, especially with the phone, with TikTok, the tablet I'm using for IG on that. But I will try to get to some. We're about to hit 2.9 million. It slowed down again. There's been some shady stuff going on TikTok, which I've talked about. They've been hiding my viral post. A post will go viral, start to take off. This specifically the post where I go stupid. I'm not aware of any rules being violated. I've asked for now going on, I believe it's been 2.5, almost 3 months that this started. They hid a bunch of them. They then undid them. There was nothing wrong with them. And then all my new ones that I've done, this has been going on now for a bit. It takes me 4 or 5 tries before they'll let one of them go. So can you imagine? You find a video real quick. Oh, I'm going to stitch this and do a little reaction video doing the stupid. That video takes off. They hide it. How do I know they hide it? I log into my Feed Me More Nutrition account. I go back over to my Ryback account because I see that the post isn't going up in numbers when it was flying up. So I kind of know the pattern now. Go into my other account, look, the post doesn't show up on my feed, even though the post is showing up when I'm logged into my account. So I've reached out and I have a contact at TikTok. She will not answer. She just ignores the question. I probably 10 times have asked. I go, can you just give me some clarification? Is the word stupid not allowed? And I go, and that's not the case because it's allowed on all these other posts, right? And it's a reaction video, and it's not, it's very, it would classify, I believe, as under entertainment. But again, there's a lot of bad stuff we see on there, people cussing and things. So the word stupid can't be illegal on social media. That can it be? Yeah, they could do anything because they're crazy with some of this stuff. But my thing is, I go, can you please just give me some insight on why? I've reached out through their app probably 15, 20 times. They won't answer the question. They just come back with a standard. They like as if the question never got asked. And I posted. That's why I make these posts on Twitter for you guys to see. That's not the first step, just so people realize. That's the last in trying to make public. Hey guys, can I get an answer on this stuff? Like, this doesn't make any sense, and they won't. And they have me flagged, like, where essentially any post I go, anything where I say the word stupid, they hide it from you guys. And they did it on 5 times yesterday. So I had to go redo that post 5 times, and not one of them had been seen by outside of one of them that got to 54,000, and they stopped it. The others only made it to 100 and like 80, 100 and something, 50, something like it's. And then they've stopped it right away before anybody really saw it. So I'm trying to figure this out. That's why the TikTok, it's not that I'm not posting, it's my posts are not being put out. And so now like I'm busy and I've got other stuff going on. So it's like, can you imagine having to stop and send emails on multiple things? It's crazy. It's stuff I don't want to be doing. Like I got stuff to do, but I also need to be seen on my accounts, and my business is tied into everything. So it's like, TikTok, come on, man. Let's go. I'm not doing, and I duetted the video, and that's why the duet is up. The duet was fine. The video wasn't flagged because every once in a while, and I'm more than understanding, someone will post a video that might violate their rules that never got the attention, and I'll bring attention to it by making a post go viral, right? And then the original video gets deleted, so my video also is frozen. Okay, there's nothing, but that's not the case on 99% of them. And so that's where I'm trying to, like, wait a second, are you just stopping something that's getting over that people already like the whole stupid, it catches on, people are duetting it, people are doing the reaction, and all of a sudden, bam. I go, that's odd, guys. Don't you, like, I don't think it's too crazy to ask questions on why you're stopping my posts from being seen that aren't violating rules. So we'll see. They won't answer. I've sent them messages on through Twitter. I put it public on there. They just ignore it. They don't. But I've messaged my contact again, and I'm just like, look, this isn't a good look for you guys on this stuff doing this. I go, I save everything and send it over to my attorney that we save on all of this stuff or all the social media platforms. So it's like, do you guys want to get lumped into this? because it's not going to be that difficult now with the things and hiding the comments on the business. For months, they hid any comment that had Feed Me More Nutrition or feedmemore.com. Nothing's illegal about that, by the way. It's on my own page and pinning my own comments. They hid that from you guys. You ask yourself, why would they want to stop you? And it ties back into everything with WWE, which we could talk about some of that, the legal stuff going on. They've already in the settlement, they have now moving forward, they have agreed to leave the social media alone on the settlement under the current terms, which have to be renegotiated because they've got their head up there, you know what, on a lot of different things here. So it's but that's going to we'll get into all that, everything going on here as we get into this show. But thank you guys, Instagram, TikTok, for joining in. Ryback TV here on YouTube, Ryback Rules on Twitch, Twitter @Ryback. Your super chats here on YouTube. Everyone, go subscribe and turn notifications on Ryback TV. Your super chats are brought up on the screen. Your questions, health, fitness, supplementation, mindset, pro wrestling, life, anything in between, any of that, guys, are brought up on the screen. And it's a question and answer format show. So the ebb and flow of the show will go wherever your questions take me on any of that. And we're available on all podcast platforms. iTunes reviews are greatly appreciated if you have a few moments for that. As always, this podcast is brought to you by Feed Me More Nutrition, my premium supplement line sweetened with stevia and monk fruit. No harmful artificial sweeteners or colors. Vegan friendly for men and women on feedmemore.com. You can save 20% on the best supplements on the planet with discount code RYBACKSHOW20. That's RYBACKSHOW20 over on feedmemore.com. Sign up for my email and text message program for massive savings each and every week, guys. We just put out a huge discount to our loyal followers and subscribers on that today. They're saving big, and you could save big by signing up for those on feedmemore.com. All right, let's jump into the show. Let's get going. Doing an early show today before I got a lot I got to get done. Hello. Yes. Good to see all of you. See, we'll go ahead and throw a shell shock to start off hot in Rybackville. I have seen Jay Lethal's imitation of Ric Flair. It is hilarious. I agree. Very, very good. Let's see. Scrolling. I appreciate all the love and support. Yeah, I love Stevie Ray. We've already talked about all that stuff in the thing and the fact that I, quite frankly, don't care about the other person. Stevie Ray, I love, though. And that's kind of and just so you know, that has played a big part in why I'm not even engaging in that, because I really do like him and respect Stevie a lot. And I'm not going to bite into that. And the other one's getting paid by WWE. And I know, I recognize enough knowing what's going on with the settlement and the legal stuff. And I've said, I'm not going to get this into a war with a war of words with wrestlers over certain things that he's completely clueless on as far as the other one and stuff. Right. And so it's like, you know, my thing is, if you are at that point in your life where you need to feel like a tough guy to say, you'd say something to someone's face, be my guest. I ain't Batista. Be my guest. That's my take on that. Yo, Ryback, Freddie B Media says, yo, Ryback, is it difficult to cut a pipe bomb like promo? You were always great on the mic. So I think you guys kind of get those. The whole thing with the pipe bomb with CM Punk was an entirely scripted promo. That was nothing. You think the promoters of the companies are out there letting people, now they may say, go out and say, you could say certain things on how you feel, but they a lot of that is letting them, you know, from the scripted promo and maybe putting in a little bit of their own stuff, which is a lot of people do. Some people, you know, do it and some others don't. It just all depends with that. But it's all just what I guess what the whole thing with pro wrestling is trying to, and this is a big problem in WWE, is cut promos that don't feel like you're reading what other people wrote for you, right? And that's why I think a big, and I understand the reasoning for it, but there's a way to do it and a way not to do it, and you learn that as you're up there And then there's other times where, like I told you on my way out, and things were bad, like with Vince, and he was writing really, really bad promos for me, and in verbatim telling me to read them. I was not that if I, and I was already leaving, and so I didn't let that go on too long. But I mean, he had me doing a promo on whatever that movie with the priest and I got to be careful because we're on TikTok. There was a movie with priests and boys, and like I don't even know, like there was some bad, like just disconnect things that like majority of people, and I just think that you got to be able to go out there and have the ability to speak within the lines of pro wrestling in whatever angle that you're involved in. But oftentimes it's being in an angle, which the best ones, and I've talked about this repeatedly on here, are the things that are able to blur the lines where the wrestling fans go, oh, that's real. That's a good thing. That's what you want to try to create, that controversy and blur the lines on that as much as possible. And that's what makes things a little more exciting, right? And I think there's like things, like the Sasha Naomi thing had attention. Was that real, or is it part of something bigger? We ultimately won't know. Could it have been real and then it's going to turn into an angle? Very possible. Could it be just an angle all along? Very possible, right? And that's the thing. But the longer they're gone, and on that, it could be, well, okay, maybe that is something that happened, and it is an accurate thing of that they walked out, and right, the MJF stuff. I think the more they're in a position with that company where they want to see the numbers go up and they need to get attention, and they do this, and maybe it was just MJF doing something on his own and he got in trouble for it. But then Tony realized that there is a lot of attention and they could turn it into a positive. Could have been in on it all along, right? You never know. That's what a pro wrestling company, that's the whole, the what you're going for, though, when you throw stuff out there to see what works, what doesn't work. So whenever you have a talent that's involved in something that's blurring those lines, they have the ability for the promo to be that much better, right? With that, and in crossing the lines and stuff. But I like the CM Punk one. I think a lot of people, like, it was bringing real life frustrations out on a scripted show, which is the MJF stuff could be the same thing. And obviously, when you use certain language that shouldn't be on TV shows, right? That's a way, if they know they're going to bleep it out, though, and they're able to, the live crowd's there, but cussing's been around forever. But it's a good way to get people's attention, especially in an overly sensitive world where, oh my God, he said the F word, or he said this, right? People now go on social media and gossip, gets attention and things like that. So, because obviously that's the whole name of the game, is getting attention. And so whatever's getting attention and they could build from, that's what they're going to do. But it's being able to go out there and take what is given to you and also make it your own, right? And at the same time do good business. Because I think anybody, if you just look at, like, pro wrestling's a lot different than MMA in the sense, but in many ways, because you're working with people and you have to continue working with people, right? And so you want to always try to do good business while also being entertaining and captivate the audience. And things like that. But if everyone just starts cussing and everybody, that's not the way to do it. The thing is, it's connecting, and there's people that know how to connect, and there's a lot of people that don't. And I think that in connecting comes with passion and in the character and the person believing in what they are communicating and stating in their promo. And that's all that it is. It's energy in a way. And it's getting them to believe in whatnot, and right, and that's all that it is. The poster is a Kingpin poster in here. I have not seen what. Hold on one second. I went to what elementary school did I attend? J.T. McWilliams. Hold on. So this is actually a good thing that somebody says, what's up with you being glad Punk got injured on Twitter? Not cool. So I would say to you is, where did I exactly say I was glad that CM Punk got injured? I think that is the case. Again, this is what a lot of you do. You take something and then you put your own spin on it and put your own narrative on it. And I simply stated karma rules, the rules of karma. He got injured because he's done a lot of bad things to a lot of people. And the UFC was part of it, and there's a lot more. He said a lot of lies about me, and he's done a lot of bad things that you guys aren't aware of to a lot of other wrestlers. Guys in the business know. And that's not to say that he hasn't come back and formed better relationships with people over there. But I could tell you firsthand from in WWE and the things that I saw, that guy is not a good person. Now, is it possible he changed? Absolutely. He's never apologized to me once, and he's done nothing but lie. Lie, lie, lie. And I am a man, and I will never back down. Because quite frankly, the guy can't do anything to me, right? So I never said that I was glad he got injured. I just simply stated karma rules, the rules of karma. Now, you have to be able to have intellect and common sense to look at that and go, okay, I get that with their history and based off what he's saying and the things that he's done, right? Never once did I state that. You guys, though, taking words and you change the words to fit the narrative that you want. Big, bad, dumb, big, evil Ryback, right? So that is where you were wrong, my friend, because I never said that. But nice try. Nice try. Let's see. I missed a super chat here. Orbitary, good to see you, buddy. Do you recall your Raw 9/24/12 match with The Miz, where a fan jumped in the ring and got taken out by security? Your reaction was smooth. Yeah, I do. I remember that. And I believe that the fan had a sandwich and he was just trying to feed me more from everything that I was told afterwards. Now, is it, and I believe security, that's what he told security after they got a hold of him. WWE security at that time was legit. And I don't know who's there now. They're always, the people they have, though, have like some pretty tremendous backgrounds. And I was in the match and I don't even know if I saw the guy outside of out just at the very end on that. But again, my reaction was smooth. I never would freak out over anything like that. I literally would just attack the guy myself. And it wouldn't be like one of those like hokey wrestler attacks. Like it would be like, I'm not afraid at all. Let's go. Like I love confrontation on that sort of stuff. Right. So I don't think it would have been bad for the guy if he truly was just trying to give me a sandwich. I would have knocked him out. One swing, knocked him out. Not worried one bit. But that security, they took care of it. The match went on as planned, and there was nothing like. I remember they said, "Oh, like a guy, whatever." I go, "Whatever." Like I don't. Cool. I've got stuff to do, you know. So I'm already driving to the next town. Whatever, loser. Yeah, and I definitely would not have put them in a shell shock. I'm telling you that there would have been punches and knees and taken to the ground as quickly as possible. Yeah, I have no interest in arguing with you over facts that I've stated. Shell shocked out of Rybackville. Good to see you. We're gonna go ahead, Baba Ryback. We're gonna host Sohaba Sabir. You are shell shocked out of Rybackville. Adios. Good to see you. What other questions we got going on, guys? I don't eat Cheetos. Many years ago, I would have the baked ones sometimes, but I've given all that stuff up. Was it hard to get to the place that you are right now? It's a constant evolution of reading and learning and applying and life experience and working really, really hard day in and day out at the things that I'm working for and being consistent. It's shutting out, the hate and the negativity on a daily basis. I see any social media app I open, even though a lot of stuff is filtered out, I still will see stuff, and I literally block me and my buddy. I've got, and he's man, the dude Buster Croft, Kalen Croft, Croft Daddy on Twitter. He's a life coach. He's a great one of my good friends, and we'll talk on Voxer quite a bit. And just a really, really good human being. but we laugh over like the stuff, and because he like doesn't get a lot of hate and stuff. But he'll get some every once in a while on things, and we just laugh. And he because he sees some of the stuff that's said, and like he knows like everything going on, and it's like man, just like when you wish somebody a great day, wish everyone a great day, and you have people just trying to attack you. It's like, what's going on in your life that's the post that's triggering you, is wishing you a great Thursday. And like if you ever click on the profile pictures and things, right? I don't like you see what's going on, and it's the same case every time. Never is it like, oh, that looks like a really healthy, up and coming, quality human being. Never's the case. So it's just like, I'm not even wasting my time. Think what you want to think. Keep moving on. I know what I got to do each and every day, right? And let's rock and roll. But it depends. I enjoy what I do every day. So is it hard? There's good days and there's bad days, right? And there's a lot of things. It's a lot of work that had to get done to get to this place I am now, and there's a lot of work that has to be done now to get me to another place. So it's just having balance, and I do the things that I enjoy to give me my mental and physical relief as I spend my energy each day working towards what I'm working for. James and Felici, thank you for the super chat. $9.99 super chat. The price is right for the big guy today. Hey, Ryback, I have a question about the Royal Rumble. Do the wrestlers know they are going to be in the Rumble days prior, or do they find out that day? And is the order of elimination all planned? So, yeah, some guys will find out in the coming weeks if they have like Royal Rumble qualifier like matches, right? And so, but typically people, producers, creative, they will let talent know ahead of time that they're probably what they're going to be doing. And oftentimes for the Royal Rumble, you'll know if you're in a program with somebody leading up to that, as opposed, and if you don't, like there's people that don't have anything going on, right? And then they can ask and they can go, you're probably going to be in the Rumble and things of that, where you got a general idea. And then there is a case where some people might find out the day of, which is no different. It doesn't really matter when you find out, outside of, unless you've really got your weeks in advance and you're in your head thinking of all these like crazy things you want to do, which usually gets changed around because you don't know how long you're going to be in there for, right? You don't know what's going to be going on, and things change all throughout the day, all the way up until the show starts oftentimes. So eliminations and all that is physical scripted entertainment from beginning to end, from 1 to 30. And that is always how it was, and how it was when I was there. I have not ate at El Pollo Loco in some time. I saw they got rid of all the vegan chicken stuff. I did look the other day. I go, I wonder if they got any new items, and I realized they took everything off. My Finish It BCAAs, raspberry lemonade, also available in cotton candy. Ibrahim, I don't like the tone that you've taken in the chat. We're going to go ahead and put you in timeout like a little child. I'm not going to shell shock you out of Rybackville yet, Ibrahim, but we've put you in the corner, nose against the wall, and my head, I've gently pushed against the back of your skull into the corner, maybe a little more aggressive than I should. And I think I mentioned that the other day, but just kind of making sure you're kind of glued against that wall for what's time out in YouTube, 3 to 5 minutes. So Ibrahim, if you come out, I hope you decide to choose to conduct yourself a little better in the chat. And, if we get around to you, we get around to you. Maybe you got to give a super chat, Ibrahim, to get on the big guy's good side now if you want your question answered. Rich, good to see you, my man. Vegas is getting really hot right now. I bounce around a little bit. I have my own home gym. I work out at a lot. I've always been a member of LVAC, the clubs here. I was a member at EOS. I've probably got to go back and rejoin today. I got a week trial at another EOS here that's not far from me, but there is another one really close to me, a smaller one. There's actually 3 locations all in the circle, like really, really close to me. And they got some different stuff in there. Like they got some track stuff or turf for sled work and things I really, really like doing. Because I've got a pole harness here, but I can do it in the street. But I'd rather, and it, when the summertime, it's just too much, the heat. And not that it's not too much, but it's better to do that stuff inside if you can, with how hard I go on some of that. And so, but yeah, EOS and LVAC. I wish they would build a Lifetime up on the north side. That would be great if they would do that. I love Lifetime. I would join there probably as well. I'd probably stop the other ones and just stay Lifetime because they charge more, and there's less people that you deal with in there and stuff. But you know, those are the gyms typically, and usually like EOS, I'll get people will come up to me more in EOS fitnesses because I feel like there's more like teenagers and kids in their 20s, people in their 20s in there. A lot of them will come up and stop and just say hello, or some ask for pictures and whatnot. And it's so that's but like the more I go to a gym, the less people will come up because they know you're there, and like they're used to seeing you for a bit. But I do too. Sometimes I'll go to a gym for a little bit, then I'll just disappear, and then go to another one for a while, and then disappear. And like I just kind of I go through cycles sometimes. And I work out for home for periods, and so. But I try. Sometimes it's like, oh, I want to get out. I got to get out. I got to just get out for a few hours, and right. So it just depends. And in the summer, like it's really hot here, but I keep my door open for my gym, and I've got a good little AC cooler out there. But it's just nice to sometimes bounce around. You stated on a previous podcast, when people become famous, a lot of time people try to take advantage of famous people. Could you elaborate on that? Yeah, I just think it's people that people are generally selfish. Most people, and I think we all are selfish in many ways, but oftentimes it's just people are they could be very extremely selfish. Um, it could just affect you. The people, it depends, and I think everyone. It depends on how you conduct yourself. There's people that will keep a circle around them. They're not really their friends. There's people that just hang around you because you're known, that want to just associate with you because they can then go tell people that, yo, I'm friends with so and so. He's me and him are homies. You know, I kick it with him sometimes, and then that gives that person inflated self esteem for whatever reason. And you know what I mean? Where they're not generally though, and they're not actually really your friend, or they don't really care. You know what I mean? There's levels to all of this. You know, dating. There's women. If they, women could just Google you and they see you have money, their intentions can change pretty quickly, right? I could tell you I can't tell you how many times I've met somebody and I think they're really really cool, and I know the moment they Google and then they try to move in, they literally try to move in. It's crazy, like, and so you got to be very very like just aware of that, and that's why you take your time, and you got to have patience, and you learn that as you go along. And you once you start seeing it, it's really hard to unsee it, and it's not a bad thing. It just helps you narrow down the genuine people and finding the real ones in a world that there's not a lot of real ones. But there are also a lot of real ones in that sense. You gotta it takes time to find them, right? And then that's just it could be it just all depends, man. And there's so many different situations and things, and where that can be applied to, as far as how people can try to take advantage. Or you've got family members, people that want money, that want things. Hey, I just need $1,000. Hey man, I just need $5,000. It's been a rough year. You're not going to get that back, and they're not going to. What do you think is going to happen the moment you give somebody that? They're going to want more because they're selfish, and they think they expect it. Because that's the other thing. If you notice, like, you ever look at like people online, like look at all the people that like Elon Musk buying Twitter. Look how many people are critical of that. He should be doing this with his money, doing that. Who are you to tell anybody what they should be doing with their money? Why don't you get that rich and do, you know what I mean? And you go maybe solve some of the world's problems, right? But that's the way people are crazy. People are out of their minds. Ramiz, thank you for stopping by. Have a good day, buddy. let's see. Aaron, I have that guy blocked. I stopped paying attention to anything many years ago. I think Poison, along with everybody else. I think anybody that gets into journalism, I think there's something wrong with them to begin with. Outside of people that are just like, I think like if you're like reporting actual true facts on the world without like I think a lot of the time, a lot of these guys, they're not true journalists, and they have injected their opinion, and they try to do things by injecting their opinion and trying to convince people of stuff with how they feel, right? And I think those are the most dangerous people in the world, quite frankly, on that sort of stuff. And a lot of times, and I'm just going to tell you, and this is in wrestling in general, it's in a lot of the other media, these people, what they do is they create a problem that isn't even a problem. They create a made up problem, or they hear something and they make it a bigger problem. They feed that into the communities. People give their insight and their opinions on it. All the fans that eat that stuff up, they go crazy. They start right, and it all goes full circle. They get the cred on all the sites, and people are quoting them and this and that, right? So that and then they get people that go to their website that drives more traffic. They click on their advertisements, their links. They make more money. Once you see the pattern of what these people are doing, these are the worst human beings in the world, because they're not doing. It's not capitalism for good. It's capitalism for bad, and it's creating problems and lies for pro wrestlers at the expense of them, their made up stuff, and they create a lot of hate for a lot of people that don't deserve it. And that's why you're seeing it in the sports world right now. The athletes are fighting back to a lot of the ESPN media, because these people are doing the same thing. They're creating made up problems, or they're making something bigger and adding their own spin on it to make it more clickbaity and news headline friendly, circulates all around. They get more money out of it. And then the athletes are left with all the hate. And they're having enough, and they're standing up to it in the sports world. And it's a beautiful thing. And that's where the wrestling world, I block these things out. They're blocked. I want nothing to do with them. If I go back to wrestling, I will have nothing to do with the wrestling community in that sense. You will not see me doing interviews with them on anything. They are cut off. And if you want to hear anything, I'll talk about it on Ryback TV. Right? And that's why I think we have social media now. Every athlete, every pro wrestler, every entertainer, you could be your own news network for you and put out, right? And that's where a lot of things, like, rather than giving all these other people the attention for a lot of the things, and not to say that they don't report facts at times, but they intertwine it all together. And once you see what these people are and what they stand for, it's not how I operate. I think they're the worst human beings on the planet. I saw a clip of the Biden thing on Kimmel. That guy, I just think it's weird that he goes on that show. And it seems like the clip I saw on the Monopoly thing on putting people in jail seemed like it was the most rehearsed, scripted thing I've ever seen on it. And I don't feel good about anything. I don't watch Kimmel or anything. I just see whatever I see on social media if something pops up. And yeah. I don't really know. It didn't give me a good feeling just from that clip that I saw. Why did I join the Nexus? Because you're either Nexus or against us. Who would want to be against them? Yeah, that's the reporters will say something, and then you actually have the talent or the athlete or the people come out and state the truth, and people attack the athlete like they're making stuff up. I'm telling you, the world is crazy. It's completely crazy. It's like when I put out the other day on the WWE stuff, John Laurinaitis called me. I swear to God, on my life, on my family's life, John Laurinaitis called me. Sunday, right before Hell in a Cell started at 3:14 p.m. Las Vegas time. I have it. I have the screenshot. I don't need to post it because I don't give a damn if people believe me or not. I've shown it to the people that I talk to already. Right? I have people tell me I'm a liar and I'm full of it. Okay, I'm full of it. Believe what you want to believe. Just making up lies just pulling them out of my you know what now. It's just like Shut up. You guys have said all along, you think you know, you don't know anything, right? I've told you guys the truth on so many things and been so transparent. But like, that's the world we live in. That people will go, nobody called you. You're lying. You're full of it. You're delusional. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. uh, we got another super chat. The Oscar, good to see you, my man. Thank you. Beating my girlfriend and her kid in Yahtzee, shell shocking them. You had me worried there, Oscar. All I read was the beginning of that, and I didn't scroll the whole post here, the question, and I just thought like, oh man, we're getting a live. That wasn't good, but that makes me feel a lot better that it is just in Yahtzee. That was a favorite in the Ryback, the Reeves household growing up. Me, my dad, and sister used to play Yahtzee all the time. We used to play it at my grandma and grandpa's house when we were younger in Trona, California. We'd play that and Uno. Uno was another one. Battleship was a big one. Me and my sister loved to play Battleship. I had a closet full of board games. We had Tornado Rex was always a good time. These are board games now. My sister was big on Candyland, but I played that a lot with her. Candyland was always fun. Monopoly. There was we play cards a lot. Go Fish. Go Fish was a big one. I think we'd Go Fish and 21. Blackjack we'd play. And that was about a lot of other board. I had a Freddy Krueger board game. But I literally had a closet full of board games. Jenga is another, still to this day, Jenga is a good time. I've got the Jenga still from upstairs in my laundry room, the same one we had when we were kids. So that one, and it still looks the exact same. The box is beaten up, but those wooden pieces last forever. I talk about the Cody Rhodes stuff on the latest feeding time video that's up on YouTube on that. I talk about incredible. It's something he'll be proud of, could be proud of for the rest of his life on that. And if it was torn off the bone and no risk of making things worse. I have a buddy, Kalen Croft, actually tore his pec. Same thing. And he said it was very painful, but he was able to still move. You just don't have full range of motion, and obviously it's painful. He said, and the bruising looks horrendous on that particular kind of injury. As any time that you hurt yourself in that way. And I've talked about it. Like, they have ways they can inject you with lidocaine, like directly into the areas, which they did for me when I had cracked ribs wrestling Punk. They had to inject me in my ribs right before the match. 2 times it did not work. And they were the most painful matches I've ever had to wrestle. And I don't know if he would have gotten that or not for that, but I would imagine you would take it if you could. I would, just so that you could perform at a little better level. But it also at the same time, once you're out there and going, and you construct the match in a way where you can, but still just anything hurts. There's no doubt it certainly didn't make it any better, right? But it's one of those things. I think that's horrible timing, but it's something they did good business. They kept him up, which shows that they're invested in him moving forward. And like I said, it's something he'll be able to go back and look back on and be proud of for the rest of his life. That I would imagine is more of a more proud moment than winning a title. Because that is actually genuinely a very real thing, whereas titles are props. And there's not that those are not significant and they don't have meaning, but like that was a real cool thing in pro wrestling. Man of Steel, good to see you, Justin. Test super chat from secondary account. I think these bums blocked me. What the hell is going on? This is man. I tell you, there's stuff going on all these accounts. It just does not make any sense to me. And I quite frankly, we're going to see the WWE settlement stuff. I've proceeded with the trial because they delayed it 5 months. They were, and they did that on purpose because they were dragging their feet, and they came back with a very an updated settlement, but they are off by a lot, and they know how far they're off by. So I have just said they wanted us to file another extension, and I told my attorney, I go, no more. I go, we're going to proceed with the trial and win, because there's a very good chance that they are going to lose because they've been cut line and they've abandoned the trademark. They've not used it. They're in deep water, and they know it. That's why they reached out to settle, is because they know that there's a very good percentage that I'm going to win this. So we're going to see how serious they are. And like I said, they need to right all the wrongs of the past. I don't care if I lose the trademark, by the way. I know the upside on it is far greater. They care so much more, though, that if publicly I win this, because it brings attention to their BS contracts and a lot of the stupid stuff. And there's a lot of stuff, information I'm withholding, I have not dropped yet about them, that they know. And I will hold on to that until it is absolutely necessary, if I have to drop that, right? But I've shown them along the ways, and I put out the stuff I need to put. I'm not playing. I could laugh about this all day long. Like, I don't care if I lose the Ryback trademark. You know why? I could wrestle as the big guy Ryback for the rest of my life. I have Feed Me More. I am legally Ryback Reeves. They cannot stop me from going to any other company on TV in wrestling as Ryback. They can own the trademark. I might not be able to put Ryback on a T-shirt, but I could put the R logo on a T-shirt, which is all my best-selling stuff anyways with that. So I'm not worried one bit. They are a lot more worried, which is why they reached out to settle, and is why they are going to meet my demands on the settlement eventually. They will. They will. And it is, I could sit back on it. And they do not know how to make big-time stars. And I am very confident in that. And I was confident in that when I left. And I was at a certain enough level where I go, I don't think they can make too many people past this, because they've changed everything even further. And there's a lot of knowing how to get over that goes into that. So I'm not worried. At the same, like I'm so carefree. That's why I put out, it's a battle of who cares the least. Nobody could care any less than me about them. So it's like, I was like, they just give me more and more ammo all along the way with that. So it's we're gonna see if they come around, and if not, whatever. Just keep on doing my thing, and they're gonna get caught eventually with the social media stuff. And I have other attorneys working on that stuff now. They're going to get caught one way or the other along the line, and their karma is going to come back and completely knock them out. So good to see all of you. Hello. Pull up these comments. Yeah, there's also other wrestling names that I could use. I'm not, like I said, I'm not worried. It is so, like I said, if I win the trademark, I'll actually go back and change my name to Ryan. Like, that's how little any of that meant. Like, and like people that want to like try to make comparisons, like the guy's crazy. Like, no, everything is business oriented, and I win. I find ways to win. We need to see a Ryback returns and destroys the McMahon storyline would be money. Oh, I've got a ton of creative ideas. That's already, they need something. I can tell you, but wrestling, you need real life storylines are always going to be the best storylines. Always. I just saw they have Roman's not going to be at Money in the Bank supposedly. That card, they moved it from Allegiant Stadium to MGM. MGM's a small arena, although it's a very cool arena. I think it says it holds about 12, 13,000, but just no, it's not small by any means. It's a lot of people. But that's where I used to go watch the WCW Halloween Havocs. But they've got Sasha, Naomi gone, Cody gone, Roman gone. You look at the roster and you go, you actually can see how few big time stars they have. Orton's a big time star. KO has been used well, but I'd still would say, Orton's by far the biggest. but you need a lot of other people. That's why I told you guys they need more of what they've always done. And it takes when you get rid of talent and that Hogan dust gets lessened over the years if you're not careful with it. And they have not been careful with it. And they find themselves in predicaments that they shouldn't be in. Let's see. David says refs. Random comment of the day. Refs, they get tired of getting pushed around. They lose it and fight back. What refs are getting tired of getting pushed around? Let's see. Yep, the Wardlow stuff has been going well. I think Wardlow's World is copying Rybackville. Wardlow's a fan of the channel. When I talked about doing power bombs last year, I'm pretty sure he got that from this channel. All right, let's go over to TikTok. TikTok, you got any good questions? We're about to hit 2.9 million followers, blowing away everybody in WWE. There's nobody close to me on WWE television as the big guy Ryback on TikTok, even with all the shady stuff they are doing on that account. Hello, hello. Good to see all of you guys. I'm wearing the Hungry merch. All the new merch is available on feedmemore.com. This is all different colors. This is our Hungry shirt here I am wearing. I actually got to get, this is a 3XL. I need to get a 4XL. I need some more bigger shirts. I am running Feed Me More Nutrition morning tonight, along with everything else. I do the podcast, all the social accounts, and along with investments. But I run Feed Me More Nutrition. I've got a fulfillment company. We've got a merch company now. We're implementing that. Still waiting on the new website and some other things, but we'll hopefully all that is up soon. And then training, getting ready, staying #hungry. I've never watched anime. No. Hello, hello. Are you still friends with the shower guy that you bullied? I've actually had him on the Ryback show a couple years ago, maybe 3 years ago now. Yeah, I think fantastic guy. We follow each other on Twitter. Yeah, I tried telling you guys that when I was there in WWE, as far as in what you got to do, you do not stop the making of an organic new star. And they did it with me, and they did it with some other people. And it is what it is. That's why I'll never. People will sit there and try to say, and they'll go, or like they think like you failed. I'm a physical actor. All I could go out there and do is play whatever the role is asked of me to go out and execute it. And I always got over in every role that I was in. And like I said, I reached heights that very few have been able to reach. The only difference was being told whether you're going to quote unquote win or lose when you show up to the building. And unfortunately, I think, but everything happens for a reason. Everything that happens is for my favor and benefit. And I would not be where I am today without some of that stuff happening and driving me in a different direction in things, and obviously having to get my health back and right. But I think I could come back and be the biggest star in the business instantly, and especially with the things that I've learned. And I'm not worried. I have that confidence will never leave me because I know how I understand pro wrestling very well with that. And I have a very good understanding of creatively and I understand how to get over. I've known how to get over from the beginning, but a lot of that comes with confidence and finding who you are. And I know myself now so much more than even when I was in WWE. Unstoppable, unstoppable. And some people might get upset at that and think whatever. It's not. It's just me stating my truth with that. And confidence is the greatest thing in the world when you have it. I do not have WWE 2K22, guys. I don't play video games. Yes, I work out. I work out all the time. Double W in the house. Walter, good to see you, buddy. Big guy, happy to see you. Much love to you and the family. I'm glad to hear you're almost 100%. Thank you, Walter. It's been a ton of work, and we are edging closer and closer. I've actually got a big leg day today. I got to do a lot of shoulder stuff too as well. It's the same routine consistently every day, just with little things changing along the way. Drew, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Ryback, I recently picked up a used pull bar. What's the pull-up bar, I'd imagine, right? What's the best way to do a pull-up? Fingers facing you or fingers out, or does it matter? Yeah, well, it does. It does matter. You want to do pull-ups typically for your back and for your lats with your palms facing away from you. So if I'm here and I'm grabbing the bar, you want to be looking at the back of your hand, right? When you reverse your grip, that's actually one of the best exercises for the biceps, believe it or not. And but again, you want to make sure you're warmed up doing that. And like, so if I were you, if you're going to do like on back day or whatever your workout is with the palms facing away from you, that's more for your lat and for your back, right? And that's the way you're going to hang also if you're doing stuff for your shoulder. Hanging on a pull-up bar is in that manner is what is preferred to help open up the capsule for the shoulder stuff I've talked about prior for the people that are doing the hangs and have the hooks for the hanging. But on your bicep day or arm day, if you want to get some sets on the pull-up bar with the reverse grip, they've shown that is one of that stimulates the muscles of the bicep as much or more than anything. So it not obviously depends how big you are. And, you could always put bands around if you can hook bands up to it. I could do it with my squat rack out there and pull up bar stuff that's all attached. It has stuff for that. But yeah, that's the difference in the two. Are you nervous when you wrestle in front of a 50K audience? I think no. So you have adrenaline, but I think, and again, once you're there and in that system and you're doing it day in and day out, you become just desensitized to all of that. It's more of you just make sure you're prepared. Where that some of the stuff, if you're not prepared, I feel like is where that can get more nerve-wracking. And also when you're new to that experience and you haven't been around that, because a lot of people don't understand, you got to, like, it's an art and a skill to be able to go out there and to shut off the audience without shutting off the audience. And what I mean by that is you were out there and you were able just to be in the moment. You're able to think, everything that you need to do, where you need to be, what you're trying to do, on top of eliciting a response out of the crowd by being able to work them in different ways without actually directly connecting to them in the sense of like, oh my God, there's 50,000 people watching me. There's millions watching me at home. Oh, like, because there's people that do get like that because they're thinking those thoughts. So you have to be so skilled and prepared and so talented that you could just go do everything that you had to put all that work to go do out there and block all that out, right? It's why anybody you see on TV, even if you think certain people are a lot better than others, everyone's still superior to like all other people at that. Like, even if they are the worst of the worst, they are still a million times better than the person sitting at home, most likely. You know what I mean? Like there's so much that goes into it. Pro wrestlers are the most, I believe, some of the most talented, amazing human beings on the planet, on all the things that you have to at least just be good at. You have to be just good at a lot of things. You don't have to be great. And obviously, the more things you're great at, the better. But you have to be good at so many little things along with all the things that are expected of you to be good at, right? With that, and it is, and that's like too this day and age dealing with like people on social media. You see it. Some people they commit. You know what I mean? We've seen it. There's people that can handle it and people that can't. And that's another thing. And like, that's where like, I feel so blessed that like I'm immune to so much of this stuff now because I've just been able to grow and learn and just be able to just keep building. And I know the truth at the end of the day with it. And it's just like, I know, and I've at a point, I know what I got to do each and every day. And I just saw a thing like Shaq had said, and it's so funny. Like somebody's don't let nobody's like tell them who they are, what to do, or don't let them influence their emotions in the sense of like stopping them from what they're doing. And that's what we see time and time again. A bunch of nobodies always trying to influence somebody's, and social media has allowed nobodies to interact with somebody's now. And that's the key is just, nope, you're nobody. And by nobody, you're nobody to me. You're not, you might be somebody to somebody else in your family, but you're nobody to me. You're not somebody that's in my circle. You're not somebody that I care if you respect or not. Like you're not in that group. So you're a nobody to me. I know who my somebodies are. I care what the somebodies think. I don't care what the nobodies think. And that's, you got to get to that level and to be able to really thrive and to keep pushing forward. It's like the guy just shell shocked right here. Like he comes onto the channel, he says, "Don't return to the ring, punk." Like, no, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing and you can't stop me. Thank you for coming to the channel. You're probably going to make another account, but you will never have any influence over the decisions that I make. No thought given to it. Past that. Block, 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 shell shock. Keep on going on. Keep marching forward. Social media is the devil if used incorrectly. And yeah, it's also, it's a good thing when used correctly. And that's where I think it's just, we got to learn, I do this all the time. When I see like Twitter, if I see Twitter and I just think it's like getting out of hand, and I just delete it off my phone and I use an app to put out my stuff. And then I go back after a while and then everything's fine. But if I think if for whatever reason stuff like is popping up I don't want to see, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't want this on my phone, then I just get away from it. I'm telling you, life gets really good when you take the stuff off your phones. You figure out, you go like, man, I've got so much more free time to do all this other stuff. And that's where you got like, you can interact with people, you could do things. I love doing I just planted a honey crisp apple tree yesterday. I've got like 10 fruit trees growing on Casa de la Big Guy on my property now. And my vegetables grown. I've got radishes, beets, jalapenos, and bell peppers. We've got potatoes and yams growing out front. Like I've got, Biden, you want to keep those prices? Build back America better. You want to keep doing that? I'm growing all my own food, man. Come on, man. Tips for living in Vegas is be able to handle extreme heat very well. I am like, I can go outside in the heat and I'm like, I'm used to it because I've been here my whole life, but like it's hot. Thank you for the compliment, Montrese, saying it's nice to tune into a podcast with no BS. Just the big guy tells it like it is. You might not always agree with me, but we all live different lives. And I speak and tell my truth. And I'd like to think I'm a pretty down to earth, genuine person. I just don't put up with BS and that. And like if you don't like something, my thing is if you can't control yourself to go watch something else, go watch what you like. Like, yeah, man, just stay away from me. Yes, all the Feed Me More nutrition supplements are vegan friendly. Hold on. I think someone says I missed a super chat. I'm scrolling up, buddy. Let me see. I got it. Christian Jones. I don't know why they're not all popping up. I apologize why they don't all pop up there. Hey, Ryback, I live in Columbus, Georgia. I've been to a few shows here. Any memories from wrestling here? How did you like the area and fans here? Feed me more. Thank you, Christian. I've wrestled in many parts of Georgia. And if Columbus, I'm thinking of two arenas that possibly could have been Columbus, but off the top of my head, I don't know. I always loved wrestling in Georgia because I lived outside of Atlanta, Georgia for 1 year of my life. My first year in pro wrestling in McDonough, Georgia, where I got my start in Deep South wrestling under Bill DeMott. Um, so I always hold Georgia in a special light, and it's always. I haven't been back there in some time now. Outside, I had a connecting flight in Atlanta last year. Um, I but I used to fly out of that airport a little bit, and obviously living on the road with WWE, we flew out of connected in Atlanta and flew into Atlanta a lot. But I always loved, I loved living in Georgia down there. I loved living in Tampa when I was there, but I loved Georgia. Like I could see, like in the different areas out there, I could see myself living in somewhere out there, kind of in the middle, finding somewhere like a little quieter. And like I love the landscape, the environment. I like that out there a lot. I lived in Louisville, Kentucky. I loved that environment out there a lot. Um, I love living in Vegas as well, but like I do miss those areas and have very fond memories of being over there. And the live events in Georgia, like I can generalize this and group them together. I enjoyed wrestling in Georgia a lot. Atlanta was always more stressful because the arena in it being I love that arena though, and I had some really cool moments there. But anytime in the big cities, I'm not a fan of the big cities. Outside of and like even Vegas, I stay away from the chaos as much as I can with that. And I live out by the mountains because it's just I'm very just a peaceful person at my core. Hello, I'm glad it's midnight in India. Thank you for watching. I ask that you please don't spam the chat. Columbus Civic Center. Yeah, if I saw a picture of the arena back, like the backstage and like outside of it, I would know right away. I think I missed another. Your podcasts are great and your supplements are so good. Thank you very much, Danny. I always appreciate the love and support from you guys. Super chat. Josh Colin says, since you made your supplements vegan, have you noticed much of a change in terms of sales figures? Is there a stigma associated with vegan products? No, I think I had vegan products before I was ever vegan, or we had some that were vegan friendly. And then I eventually switched them all over. It just in my mind, it's making them available to everyone. Um, I don't know if I think there's a stigma with the word vegan, so I don't go crazy. I'll put vegan friendly on some of the stuff. We don't put it on everything, even though we have it on like the imaging on the advertisements. I don't put it too much in your face. We have done more vegan stuff where we do market towards the vegan community, where we want them to see that. It's a positive. It was a positive from day one. I think though the key is marketing to knowing your audience and not pushing the vegan stuff to the people that probably don't care about it because you might turn them off because they just hear the word and they get upset, right? But if it's not a focal point of the advertisement that is being targeted towards them, then it's not as much of an issue, I've found. But if like I said, it's just knowing your audience and highlighting the things that you think you need to highlight based off of the audience that is being shown the particular marketing. Did I miss another super chat? Yes, I did. Hold on one second. I always like to pull the super chats up on the screen for you guys here. We're going to go ahead and let me shell shock. Liam has been shell shocked out of Rybackville. Clears up a little bit of room there on the chat. Super chat. Jesus, his name. Senor Castilla Invocador del hashtag Team J. Well, you've got the craziest name ever. Thank you very much for the super chat. What do you think when you were selected to be a Nexus team? How did you feel to be a part of the Nexus on WWE? I'm a big fan of you from New Jersey. Thank you, Senor Castillo. We were all part of NXT season 1 and notified when we were brought into the office with Vince McMahon and John Laurinaitis, I think Michael Hayes, and there were 1 or 2 other people in there when we were told of the plans of the Nexus and our debut in Miami. So I love the group. I posted the picture the other day. You know, I do think that the story of the Nexus, I in my heart don't believe that it is fully over. And I've thought about things and with different. I do think there is a under the right circumstances creatively, and not to say I don't think it's a long-term thing, but I think that we've not seen the last of the Nexus. If you're going to ask me my honest opinion, I would like to see the Nexus have their moment to be able to cement that group forever, because I think obviously it will. If you notice, like the people, they post like the anniversary. We just had the 12-year anniversary. The group made a huge impact on the business in a very short period of time, and is remembered by the masses. So I do think it would be the story of the Nexus. It needs the exclamation point. It needs a little something, and it was I don't think it's over. But that's the optimist in me, the positive in me, that always, I think they have a moment or two in them. What is my body score? I would like to give my body 100 out of 100, but I don't know. Everyone's probably rates it differently. I don't know. I'm pretty sure you meant body fat, and I don't specifically know. It's low, but I can make it lower depending on, if I was told, like a lot of body weight, like too, is water weight. Like I stay lean year round, but I could drop a lot of body water and I have just a little bit of fat I could lose. I could definitely get leaner, and it would be very easy if I was just trying to get as lean as humanly possible, right? So, but I don't know. The most accurate body fat test are the underwater ones, and I've never done that. That is something I would be interested in getting it done, actually. Maybe at some point I will, just to kind of see, because I know, like, if you use like the handheld monitors or the scales, they are very, very far off in my experience that I've seen, based off of like visual images of what body fat percentages look like, and knowing what I look like according to those, and then what their numbers come back on those. I've been to India multiple times. I've loved it. Hello. Ibrahim, we're going to block you. You spammed the chat with your apology, buddy, after I asked you not to spam the chat. Perfect example of somebody that is. Duh. All right, guys. With that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to wrap up today's show. I got to go get a bunch of work done here. Got to make my ISO Hungry plant-powered protein shake and natural organic peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Make my Pumplex City. I'm out of Pumplex City. I just remembered, and I forgot. I got to order more Pumplex City. I got to do. So today's going to be my 10 count creatine in ribose, and I'm just going to drink water at the gym. Son of a gun. No Pumplex City today for the big guy. But check out, guys, my Feed Me More nutrition line at feedmemore.com. You can save 20% with discount code RYBACKSHOW20. Don't forget, we got all the Ryback merch. This is the Hungry shirt, along with all the other. We got all kinds of, just click on merch, men's, women's. We've got merchant apparel all on feedmemore.com on all that. You can check all that out. And but you can save 20% with discount code RYBACKSHOW20 all the time for listening to this show. And I should be back tomorrow, and probably one more show on Saturday to do three Ryback shows for the week. Have a good one, you guys. And until next time, stay hungry. Feed me more.